Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Humidor After Dark. As you can see, we are not doing this from Good Dog Studios because there wouldn't be enough room for it for starters. We are here at the Ugly Parrot Studios because we just wrapped up our 100th episode. And we tried some of Larry's lovely wife's beer that she created for us.
I got to sneeze.
Now, wow.
So, Scott, I don't know what your flow of this usually is, but I feel very, very, very necessary to point out to the two other gentlemen. I can't edit this. This is live. Don't say some real dumb shit.
We know how this works.
I know you know, but I also know people in general are dumb and forget things.
Thank you. We gladly appreciate your vote of confidence there.
Yeah, wow, man.
My asshole is clenched, waiting for one of you to do something stupid.
You know, there was a nicer way to put that. Like, basically, the guys are not used to doing your own stunts. Something like that.
That paints a picture, though, doesn't it?
Asshole is clenched. That's just all bad, man.
I need to be blunt with two of the three of you. Let's be honest.
Hey, we just got. I don't know who this Facebook user is that's watching it, but welcome. One of us is apparently going to say something.
Me and which other? Yeah.
Someone said they will say something.
Uh-huh.
Wait a minute. Who we got here?
Yeah, that would be him.
Wait a minute.
All right.
All it comes up is Facebook user.
I know he's quite hidden.
What kind of horse shit is this?
Wait. Okay, I'm about to explain that to you. Because StreamYard works the way it works, you have to give it permission to identify you. So if you choose not to be identified, you can, for lack of a better word, hide behind Facebook user if you don't want like another app, digging into your stuff to sell you something or some shit, or get like a whole bunch of StreamYard ads. I mean, I get it, but try to put it in a nice way.
To be fair, Camera Gorilla's already got the live feed on Facebook, so if you want to know who the Facebook user is, Camera Gorilla will tell you for a price.
Let's protect their admin.
Yeah, we'll protect their admin.
I'll give you a hint.
Nice.
All right, guys. So, reason why we're doing this Facebook Live is just for the sake of being timely. Wanted to just take a little bit of time and talk about some of the stuff we did during the Labor Day holiday.
Yep.
And before the Labor Day holiday, as a matter of fact, Greg, you went to Rocky Mountain.
I did. We talked a little bit about it on episode 3 of After Dark with Chantel McKinney, who is not only a member of our cartel, but of his too.
Wait, why are you pointing to something in the no one knows?
There's something in the ether. There's this old man back there, looks frail, kind of old. Gonna flip me off before too long. But anyway, so we talked a little bit about it, but let's go into a little bit more detail on Rocky Mountain. For those of you that have never gone, it was my 4th year. These two have been 3 years running with me. It's probably one of the best consumer cigar shows out there if you're not within the industry. You've got all kinds of different users, or all kinds of different vendors that are there, from the big guys, Rocky, Fuente, LFD, to some small guys too. You've got some of my favorites that were there this year was Wildfire, which is a new guy on the block. Espinoza was there. In fact, I got his business card to talk to them on the show. Just everybody. And what I like, and what we've said many times over, is that this show gives you FaceTime, that if you want to stand there and talk to Island Jim for 15 minutes about his cigars, he's got the time to talk to you, versus other events by a well-known magazine where it's trick-or-treating for adults with cigars, and you don't have the FaceTime because you got 300 people behind you in line waiting for their free stick. So it's really a great event for that.
I don't think it's a secret. Just say what it is.
It's Big Smoke.
Thank you.
But
although they've changed Big Smoke over recent years
and changed it back.
Oh, they did change it back. Okay.
But it's one of my favorites. And I know you guys enjoyed your time, and it's time to look for something else. I agree, because we've done it so many times. But for the new guys out there, if you want to go to a cigar related event. You get some killer deals on smokes, whether it's sample packs or boxes. The swag's off the hook. You really get a good time, and you get to smoke while you're there. There were some downsides this year. Most of that has to do with, I'm going to assume, some Karens getting involved. Colorado changed their laws, so there was no after party at the pool because you couldn't smoke within the pool area or at the bar patio up there. So there was a few different things that were, but I don't think it really diminished the experience that much. And of course, my favorite thing to do is, you get to talk to everybody that's there, and everybody's there for the same thing, cigars.
Right on.
So it was a lot of fun.
All right. So Lawrence and I and our wives, we traveled to Sparks, Nevada for the Labor Day weekend for Rib Fest. Now, Larry and Sherry have gone there for how many years?
10, 12 years I've been going.
Yeah. And this was Tiny Wife and I's first time at Rib Fest.
Literally the first time in all the years that I've gone that it wasn't 105 degrees plus, which I think in the months leading up to this was stressing Tiny Wife out a little bit.
Oh, yeah, it was.
And then the Friday before Labor Day, we're driving up that morning at 63 degrees and raining going over the hill. So definitely a different experience up there, kind of rained off and on. But the Rib Fest up there it's at Jonasquaga's Nugget every year in Sparks, which is right next door to Reno, for those of you who are not Northern California, Nevada area. It's been going on for years and years. It's a great event. They have a ton of other vendors along with the ribs and all the ancillary, barbecue stuff that goes along with that. It's outdoor. It's actually free to get in. And then you just have to go around buy your food and your alcohol.
Is it cigar smoker friendly?
Yes. You can smoke outside in Nevada. It's common sense stuff. Don't walk into some vendors, in under his easy up with your cigar,
right?
That kind of thing. And, we got a couple of people like, hey, don't bring that in here. Hey, that's fine. We'll move on along. But yeah, there was, I don't know, we saw probably 12, 14 different guys over the 2.5 days we were there that were walking around smoking like we were. And this is the first year I can remember in a long time that there actually wasn't a vendor up there selling cigars. Over the last couple of years, the area there behind Sparks has really gotten built up. They've put in a lot of condos, apartments, and stuff. So some of the vacant lot space that they were able to utilize for some vendor stuff just isn't available anymore. So they've had to condense that down a little bit, and they've spread the food vendors, the barbecue competitors, out a little bit more. So that it doesn't, bog down that main street behind Jonasquaga's with people standing in line to get ribs and brisket and all that good stuff. But it's a fun event. We go up there, we spend a couple of nights every year and just hang out, and then we hit the cigar lounges that are in the Reno Sparks area, usually one or two of those every time, and maybe a brewery here and there. There's a couple of good breweries and distilleries up in that area too. So yeah, you're not too far from Virginia City. You're not too far from help me out, what's the capital of
Carson
City. I knew it was another city.
Damn public school system.
But that's those are both short drives, and that's a cool trip, cool experience. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do out there.
I mean,
a few things. For starters, we got to talk about what's that?
You'll probably laugh at me. One of the things I want to go see is the ostrich races in Virginia City.
They do camel races too.
Oh yeah.
That joke writes itself anyway.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. But
do they have hang on? Do they have jockeys on
yes.
the camels?
Yes.
On the ostriches?
Yes.
How do you get?
That's why I want to go see it.
Sweet Jesus.
Okay, I could judge you right now, but I've been to midget wrestling, so I feel like I can't judge. So with that, just to talk about Rib Fest for a second, and I'll say this with Tiny Wife, there was some Brady Bunch cursed tiki shit going on. The fact that it rained all weekend for Rib Fest. I mean, she was getting ready, man, and you and Sherry know it. She was buying like cooling hats and cooling necklaces. I had shit coming from Amazon every other day, like 90 days before Rib Fest. She's like, well, you know, I get really cranky when I get hot and this and that, and I'm gonna keep cool, and I'm gonna have something packed with ice, and I'm gonna make sure that this happens and that happens. And I'm like, okay.
But yet you didn't wear the umbrella hat.
Yeah, I was going to ask
I'm
about
about to
that.
say, glad you beat me to it.
I did not, and I'm not sure why. Now, you know why, actually? I think I know. Yeah, I know why.
You have dignity?
No, it has nothing to do with it. Because I like your wife. If Sherry came out and handed me the umbrella hat, I would not want to hurt her feelings. And I would put on said umbrella hat. But she did not. So I felt that I dodged a bullet.
There you go. And I'm going to correct one thing, one statement you made. It's feeling, singular.
Oh. Oh.
Just saying.
All right.
Not a comment at all from the gorilla.
So let us talk about, because we have to talk about our first day there on Friday. Sherry and Sue got tickets to, it's a 3-hour event, if you will, during Rib Fest. Whereas you go in this covered area with lots and lots of tables and chairs, and they give you, it's not free because you've paid for it, all you can drink beer, all you can drink wine, and little ice cream carts with bunch of ice cream.
It's basically a free ice cream truck in this area. Yeah. And it worked out great this year because it was raining off and on, and we were in a covered area.
Yes.
It works out great every other year because it's 196 degrees normally. Right. And they got these giant swamp cooler things, so it's cool in there. You get, for your price of admission, you get to drink beer and wine, all you can drink, eat all the ice cream you want, and you get a ticket to get a meal at any one of the rib competitors that's good anywhere for the entire weekend. This is 3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours of this. And Tiny Wife, and you get in and out privileges. So you can go and grab your food and then come back to this covered area. They had, I wouldn't even call them onion rings. They were onion donuts.
Oh, man, these things were huge.
Ginormous onion rings made out of Walla Walla onions. But that wasn't the funny part. Tiny Wife got her clutches onto the all-you-can-drink wine. And she availed herself to said all-you-can-drink wine. Oh, love you, honey, but you know better. And when they closed up shop at 2 when they were kicking us out, Tiny Wife was, what's a nice word?
Feeling good.
Yes, she was feeling good.
Well lubricated.
Oh, extremely lubricated. And shut up. I know that came out of my mouth. Phrasing. Shut up. So she looks at me and gets mad at me, and it's just like, why are you not walking behind me? And she's like, dunk, 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 and just kind of like about to, fall over. And then this fool sits there and says, you guys want to walk around a little more? And I'm just like looking at Larry going, no, it's over. And she's like, I can walk around some more, as she falls into me.
We take 4 steps, and I'm like, yeah, this ain't working.
Yeah, so
flip this around. We're going back to the shuttle and catching the shuttle back to the hotel.
So we go to our respective rooms. Tiny Wife plops on the couch, and she's laying down, and I'm like, you okay? I'm just So I'm just sitting there watching TV. I'm wondering what's going on over on Larry Sherry's side. So you give it a couple hours, and I'm like, hey, we're gonna hit Rail City. Tell Larry, hey, we're gonna hit this cigar lounge over in Sparks called Rail City. Yeah, I said, it's like, oh, I was taking a nap. I don't know if you or Sherry said it, And I just looked and like, you're supposed to be my grind partner, eh?
I was taking a nap, man. I'm a fat bastard.
I was like,
I do that.
you're supposed to be my grind partner, eh? I thought you were tequila. You fucking horchata.
Maybe, man.
That's your nickname now, horchata.
Oh, yeah, keep fucking with that. Let's try that. Spell horchata, jackass. That's what I thought. So, picking up on this story, Scott and I motor over about a 15-minute drive to a relatively new cigar shop in the Reno Sparks area called Rail City. It's been open about a year. It's northwest of Sparks if you go out.
Okay.
I'll
buy that.
Yeah, all newer community out there, which they are building in and around Sparks.
Is that
they
out
are.
toward Reno Stead? Out toward the airfield out there?
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
And pretty cool little place. He's got the cabinet, humidors on the wall. He's got a decent selection of cigars, and shout out to Ian who was in the shop that night. Super cool dude. Pretty damn knowledgeable on cigars. Has been around the industry for quite a while. It's got a little more boutique, direction to his selection than not.
I'd agree with that.
But had some really neat cigars. Scott and I both smoked a Cavalier that we had not seen before.
Fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic cigar. Go ahead.
You were telling me about what was great to pair it with. Please repeat that, would you?
Yeah. We both had an espresso.
Yeah.
The guy's got a little espresso machine going. And what the hell was the name of that Cavalier? Do you remember?
It was like, I want to say out of control, but
it's the out of control trace something.
Yeah.
That was it, because you showed me a picture of it and said, yeah, that's the one.
Fantastic stick, man. Just a super great flavor. And it paired with that espresso better than just about any other cigar I've had with. Now, I drink a lot of stuff with coffee in the morning because that's just my routine. Espresso is a different breed of cat. And that does not always pair well with a cigar. I mean, you gotta be thinking about what you're going to be smoking if you're going to be drinking an espresso or two. And it was perfect. The guy's got recliners. So we were sitting back with our feet up. He's got a couple TVs on the wall. They do a limited group can come in if he's showing a UFC fight or something like that.
I like that.
So yeah, it was a real cool shop, man. We were there, I don't know, hour and a half.
Yeah.
Talked to a couple of guys that were in hanging out, and then definitely a place I would recommend if you need to park some time up in the Reno Sparks area for sure.
And just real quick, we went to our go-to shop when we're usually in Reno. We hit Famari. Dion's shop.
Yep.
And we hung out a little bit over at Dion's shop, which is always a pleasure. And Dion was there hanging out. So I'm the owner. So that was a good time. And then when he closed up shop, there was a new brewery next door to Famari. And
get the phrasing right. It is a tap house, not a brewery.
Thank you. Tap house. I'm sorry. I'm not.
And it's a franchise. And I meant to look up.
Was it?
Yeah.
Holy
because
crap.
I was talking to dude a minute when we were in there. I meant to look up some info on it. It's called Growler Guys.
Yeah, that's it. Growler Guys.
They had 62 handles, a red and a white wine handle, and then 60 craft beers. And just phenomenal stuff. And yeah, I'd seen some kind of tried and true stuff that I'm used to, saw a bunch of stuff that I hadn't seen before, a couple of breweries I'd never even heard of, didn't recognize. So yeah, that was a cool kind of, same parking lot, one-stop thing. We got to smoke at Famari, smoked an Illusion at Famari.
Yes.
And then traipsed 40 yards across the parking lot and landed on a bar stool and had a couple of beers at Growler Guys. So yeah, that's definitely something you got to check out, on that end of Reno, South Virginia down there is
off of Longsley.
South Virginia and Longsley.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go to Reno and you haven't been to Famari yet, definitely a place you need to stop. And yeah, if you're a beer guy, Growler Guys is definitely worth a minute or two to poke your head in and check out.
Yeah,
it's a pretty cool place.
Now I know I probably don't need to mention this, but I'll mention this anyway, just for giggles. Famari is the home of Illusion. So my go-to cigar, fantastic cigars, and they've got stuff that you won't normally find even at your brick and mortar who carries Illusion. He's got some stuff, under the shelf, if you will.
Yeah, one-off limited edition stuff.
Yes.
That you just don't see anywhere but there.
Right.
And yeah, it's that. Famari's always a cool experience for that because of that fact.
Mm-hmm.
I know that if I walk the back wall and don't see anything that jumps out at me, that I can go over, to the Illusion stuff, and find stuff that I've never seen before, because that's the only place you can get it.
Oh yeah.
So,
and they've got some Davidoff stuff there too.
Yep.
You can, if you don't have a brick and mortar that carries Davidoff.
Well, they even had a couple of Rockies that I hadn't seen.
Yeah.
And I was really looking at that the 60th anniversary.
Yes.
Which was the largest box press cigar I've ever seen. Had to be, if it was a standard, it had to be a 65, 70 ring gauge, but it was a box press. So it looked like a Twinkie and a half, man, practically in there. I was like, damn, this is a big box press cigar.
Box press in that ring gauge. That's kind of, I don't know how that would go.
I don't know, but if you've listened to the show at all, I'm probably the least interested in box press of the three of us. Normally, I have converted a little bit and do smoke a few box press cigars, thanks to Oscar and some of that stuff. But yeah, I was this close, man. The only thing I think that steered me away from that into something a little smaller ring gauge, a little shorter, is our time frame.
I was just about to say, you knew how much time we had.
This was a 3-hour looking smoke, man, and we had about an hour 10. So
yeah.
You
kind of back away from that. Something you just slide into a plastic bag and take it home.
Yeah.
Shoot it now or take it home.
Yeah.
Take it home. Take it home.
There you go. Now, just real quick, being that we're live, and I don't know how much you caught on Sunday about week 1 of the NFL. Thoughts? And I'm not giving you shit. This is not why I'm doing it. I'm just saying. I'm
not giving you shit, but
no, I'm not giving you shit. No,
so
I'm absolutely.
For
serious.
those of you unaware, Scott is a Raiders fan. I am a Chargers fan because I grew up in North San Diego County, and this is a typical start, man. I've been a Chargers fan for 50 years. We're leading the entire damn game, and we lose in the last 2 minutes.
Even though you guys lost that game, that was an exciting game. That fourth quarter, that last 5 minutes.
Nobody gives a shit when you lose, man.
I know. Okay, you're talking to a Raider fan. My wife gives me so much shit over the years because I'll watch preseason. I watched the combine to get over my football withdrawal after the Super Bowl. I'm waiting for the combine. I'm like, oh yeah, this cat shows promise. The Raiders O-line's going to be awesome, this and that. And the first freaking play, they freaking muffed the damn return kick. That actually happened one year. It's like, and my wife just comes out with this look of pity. She looks at me and just...
The thing I love about the Raiders fans and Cowboys fans, you guys win the first game of the year, and the next thing, and we're going to the Super Bowl.
No,
it's like, dude,
some of us, yes. Some of us, yes, but I have no illusions. Again, I'm just happy we won game 1. Okay, because again, I've seen it go years where the first play, and I'm just like, it's gonna be a long 16 weeks.
Are we
It's
going
gonna
to talk
be
about
ugly.
the elephant in the room from week 1?
Oh,
Well, the best thing.
it's not
and
funny.
It's not funny. It's
not
terrible.
funny. Yeah.
But it's funny. The best thing about week 1 is the 17,000 Facebook memes making fun of Aaron Rodgers.
That's just okay. You know how messed up I am, and my heart hurt looking at that because I was just like,
that's rough, man.
oh man, I just like
That's like your grandpa
man.
falling out of his wheelchair.
That's like him rolling down the stairs.
And I know there's people listening to this who are diehard 49ers fans and or diehard, and it's like, oh man, they deserved it, or diehard Green Bay Packer. That's why you Packer forever. I got a buddy. Dude, I haven't had the nuts to call him. I got a buddy that we used to all do fantasy football together and all hang out on Sundays and watch games. He has been a Jets fan since he was in diapers, and I do not have the nuts to call him and go, your season's kind of screwed now, isn't it? But
okay, I'll tell you something. When I used to work for the Navy years upon years ago, back in the early 90s, and did fantasy football, and I remember one of my coworkers, he got Dan Marino, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna dominate. Yeah, it's all about Miami," and he fucked up both his knees and was out for the season before he even played a game. That's what the Aaron Rodgers thing reminded me of, where I just sat there and went, oh.
1992, the first year I played fantasy football. It didn't really, that was back when you had to have the magazines.
Oh God, the magazines, and you had to go to someone's house, and it took a whole day. Because you had the board.
Yeah, it was a 54-hour event.
Yeah.
So I thought I was being real smart, right? And I only drafted one kicker because, why would you need two kickers, right? So this is the year 1992 that Dallas's kicker, it's literally last game of preseason, and they shoot to the sidelines of this guy my kicker in street clothes with his bag of gear, and he's done. They'd cut this guy in the last game of preseason. We don't have a supplemental draft until week 5.
Oh,
so I went the first 4 weeks with no kicker and just got destroyed,
Let me talk about kickers for this season. Say what you want about the Raiders if you're not a Raider fan or whatever.
Fucking Greg's dying over here.
Anyway, Janikowski, Hall of Fame kicker. Basically, I got used to Janikowski's kicking. Oh yeah, it's going in for the extra point. You know how many extra points were freaking muffed in week 1? I'm not used to that. I'm sitting there going, what's your problem? Just for the different teams throughout the league, I'm just like, is it that hard? Because Janikowski just kind of like, he gets up off the freaking bench. It's just like, not okay, extra point, not extra point. Up. Oh, 52 yards, not a problem. Kick, okay, yeah, great.
Should we segue into women's golf or something and bring Greg back to the...
If you want to segue into a sport that I understand...
here we go.
Fox hunting?
Yeah, I understand that too, but...
Of course you do, you British fuck.
Then we're talking baseball, and I really don't want to talk about my team and how well they're doing, so continue on with the football.
That's good because I don't have much to say about baseball. Sorry for all you baseball fans. I'm just not a baseball guy.
That's okay. I'm not a football guy. I watch one football game a year, and it's usually because I'm at Scott's house stuffing my face on all the delicious things he's prepared.
You know what? I think if I do have a Super Bowl party this year, and that's a giant if, I think I'm going to have like a quiz in order for you to get in.
I'll pass. I got
as
people.
In you'll pass the quiz, or as in you're not coming?
I got the code for his front fucking door. Okay, I'll get in.
This guy.
And I'll pass. I got Pat to teach me what I need to know.
Wow. This is COVID Pat. I'm gonna call Pat Walsh out on on live Facebook.
Hey man,
Hope
get better.
Hope you're feeling better, man.
Again.
The most recluse
So-
guy that we know. How do you get COVID?
No, I mean football for me. It's the same thing for you with baseball. It's just it doesn't interest me. It's fun. It's fun to watch all the football fans talk about football because it's hilarious to watch, particularly a person who shall remain nameless, but whose team got creamed this year. That would be, or this first season, the first game, that'd be the Steelers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Steelers got their ass kicked.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they did.
And
That
the
was ugly.
first thing I did Monday morning before I left to go with Larry to the charity golf tournament we did was text that individual and go, "So, how's your Super Bowl prospects looking?" And I didn't get a response other than 3 dots.
Here's the thing. It's week 1.
I know.
A lot can happen. I don't make a judgment. Again, I'm a Raider fan, but I'm also a realist. Just because we won a game week 1 does not mean we,
You're liable to go 0-16 from here out.
1-16.
Like, no,
but I understand. I know how this works.
And it's just, having been sports, we used to go to games in San Diego and just, you can't get too excited, man. I mean, it's just, shit is what it is. And
dude, I'm a Red Sox fan. I fully understand that statement.
Damn.
Sorry.
That come with an ankle bracelet and
this guy
and a parole violation, or how
it is Boston after all.
How does one who was born and raised in Northern California become a Red Sox
So
fan?
long
How
story.
does someone from Northern California become a damn Anglophile? Upstairs, downstairs, perhaps?
I've never seen that one.
That's the one you said you fell in love with.
No, that was
when
Downton Abbey.
Oh, okay.
So
Wrong, ugly British.
aside from my parents, okay, who both were Giants fans, the vast majority of my family are Yankee fans. Therefore, I had to be, much like your wives, shit disturbers and pick the Red Sox. And I've been a Red Sox fan ever since.
Funny you say that, because I have 3 sons, 2 of which are Chargers fans like me. And the third one,
I am going to shut this down. I rooted for the Raiders once at one football party to piss you off, and you can't let this go.
That's the voice of the camera gorilla,
Once.
folks.
I don't give a flying fuck who wins what game or gets a ring. I don't give a shit. But the
And-
fact that it upsets you this much brings me joy.
Wow. Dude, hey, he was like this even as a kid, man. Little kids. We're at the Thursday night market in Lincoln when we lived in Lincoln. And they had a booth, little table set up for the Lincoln Junior Zebras youth football.
That's cute.
Well, it's because the high school is the Fighting Zebras.
I was 4'2", 135 pounds. They wanted me.
Yeah. Oh, 100%, dude. So his 2 little brothers run up, and neither one of them are, I think Chris was maybe barely old enough to play. Pat was not old enough. They run up to the table, man. The coach steps on their head to get over them, to grab him who's eating an ice cream. You're like, kid, you want to play football? And he looks at him like, why would I want to do that? lot.
I prefer my personal space undisturbed.
Oh God. Yeah, dude. So this is my firstborn right here. And it kind of sucks.
My favorite was getting taken to the Junior Eagle Wrestling and having all the high school wrestling coaches look over like, Larry, who's that? Larry, who's that over there?
Yeah.
Don't even try.
Yeah. No, it's this is my firstborn over here. And then
I'm a disappointment. I know.
You people that are at a disadvantage because the gorilla is not on camera. The gorilla is my size. And he was a decent sized little kid, man. So I'm thinking, this is my lineman. This is my wrestler. He could give 2 shits about contact sports. But I will say, happiest day of my life was at 4.5. And when he told me he didn't want to play T-ball, I'm like, cool, we got something to do. So we raced quarter midgets for the next 11 years.
So as opposed to playing football, he got to cram my fat ass into a fucking race car. That was great.
So
then figure out how to make it make weight and still have fuel in it.
Oh, wait. I just thought of something. It's like you're Bobby Hill.
Oh, propane.
We have 7 acres and a tractor, right?
Yeah. That's
Cool.
a big hole, though. That's all I'm saying.
We buried a goat. We can bury him.
We just kind of dumped the goat over the bank. You want to know the truth?
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, everybody. This has been a wild ride, and this is probably one of our wildest.
It's probably the last time all three of us are going to be on a live, too.
Nah.
So, we will. It was just fortuitous that we were able to do this week.
Yep.
Easy on the big words, bro. Fortuitous. Isn't that up by Eureka?
Calm down, Hank.
That's Fortuna, sir.
Jesus Christ.
I knew that, jackass. That's why I said it.
We'll be up there in 2 weeks. All 3 of us.
Oh man. All right.
Lock your doors, hide your children. They're coming.
Lock your children, hide your doors. All right. How do we segue out of this? Is there music, or are we just like
Good night, folks.
I
we just
do
flip
not
the
have-
camera?
I do not have the end credits for Beyond the Humidor After Dark yet. I got to figure out something. Maybe a minute-long beaver break. Need an ending theme or something for
Maybe
it.
we should call that Oliver Anthony guy and see if we can play his song at the end of it.
We could play the Trump song.
No.
Why?
There went a third of our
No.
listeners.
I don't care where you lean. That song is badass.
So's the short video of those two, of him and Biden telling jokes.
Meh. All right, everybody.
And now that we've offended our complete audience,
How many people live in this country?
338 million.
These two clowns are the best we could do. Wrap your heads around that, folks.
And with that, I say, good night, everybody.
good night, guys.
Peace out.